Ladies and gentlemen, so let's now begin our next panel discussion, sharing by entrepreneurs and Invest Hong Kong. May I invite our moderator, Ms. Angelica Leung, Head of Consumer Products, Invest Hong Kong, and our speakers, Ms. Natacha Van, founder and designer of Natacha Van Collection, Cambodia. Mr. Jazzy Lee, designer. Mr. Norman Mabire-Larguier, founder and designer of Norman Mabire-Larguier. Ms. Fanny Serouart, founder, designer, and creative director of LÉCLISSE. Mr. Francesco Saverio Materia and his friend Angelo, founder of the brand Materia. Ms. Angelica Leung and all speakers, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Angelica, Head of Consumer Products at Invest Hong Kong. So a very quick briefing of what we do is we are a free service of the Hong Kong government, and we help companies to succeed in Hong Kong. So for this panel, we have a very good young group of fashion designers, but they're all entrepreneurs in their own right. So through our discussion and all through our introduction of this brand, I hope to bring out what Hong Kong can do for you. And for brands who are still thinking about whether they want to set up in Asia or what models we can do. So the thematic of this session will about fashion design, entrepreneurship, and Hong Kong, what we can do. But before we start, we're going to have a very short introduction to some of the brands themselves. We're going to start with 2 slides on Invest Hong Kong, so if we can have the projector first. And then we're going to see 3 of these designers' work. And if you could, when your slide is on, maybe take a few minutes to talk about your brand. Okay, so Invest Hong Kong, the next slide, please. This is how we assist. So everything we do is a free service, from planning to setup to launch to expansion. We have colleagues on the ground, so I'm not going to take up time here, but please do talk to us after the session if you want to know more about what you can do in Hong Kong. And the final slide, please. Yeah, and we have 35 offices around the world. We're going to be opening in Egypt as well. So if you've got friends in Egypt thinking about setting up in Hong Kong, we can help too. Just North and South Pole, not yet covered, but everywhere else we have. So Natacha, can you have a few minutes? You don't have a slide, but can you talk quickly about what your brand is about?
Hi guys, I'm Natacha Van. So I'm also the founder of Natacha Van Collection, which is a brand from Cambodia. But me, myself, I'm actually born in Hong Kong, and I educated in the UK. And after graduate, I just go straight to Southeast Asia, Cambodia, and start my brand there. And after graduate, now stationed in Cambodia and doing like a lot of building the brand, understanding what's happening with the Garment Factory Association also in Cambodia, to see what I can do and build more. This is what I actually want to do. And then slowly after all this like 6 to 7 years, I want to come back to Hong Kong, which is I call my home as well.
Absolutely, and we're in active discussions. So she's a showcase of how we are assisting brands. Well, actually, you did mention a lot of celebrities in Hong Kong already wearing her dresses to parties, but we're going to talk about more of that. So Fanny has some slides. If we can have the next PPT, please.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Fanny Serouart. I'm founder of LÉCLISSE. So as you can see in this slide, so LÉCLISSE is a bag brand, but I am a former product designer, and I studied in France in industrial design and product design. And so I am also a consultant for within the industry, working really closely with material, color and finishes. And this is like a playground to imagine things for my designs for my brand.
Yeah, can we? Is there another slide?
Yeah. So
A
here-
chair becomes a bag, right?
Yeah, becomes a bag. Actually, so yes, the idea behind LÉCLISSE is to cross leather craft with other exceptional and vernacular know-how and savoir-faire, like you say in French. And here you can see the first collection is about the know-how of making the bistro chair terraces in Paris, which are weaved with a biomaterial called a real sang. So this real sang is in the bag you can see
Yeah.
here.
And of course, if you all have Netflix, you might have seen Fanny's products on Emily in Paris. So, okay. So the next we also have Norman. If we should show Norman's slide, please. Norman, please. You can start talking first. Yeah.
Sorry. So hello. Thank you for having me today, Angelica, and all the partners. I'm sorry my voice broke today. Thanks to the. So sorry for that. I'm Norman Mabire-Larguier. I'm the founder and creative director of my eponymous couture house based in Paris. So we can go through the slides.
係可以一路撳一路講啊，唔該。
So to keep it short, my couture house is a new and contemporary couture house. I can present it through its 4 core values as commitment to sensible and radical designs, commitment to garment architecture, commitment to excellence and savoir-faire, and also to sustainability and durability. So the core of our house is in Paris. As we have our creative studio and atelier there, as well as our different artisan partnerships. And we will have our next show is planned to be set during Paris Haute Couture in July. So yeah, here it's as part of our development project, we're looking to build a strong connection with leading magazines, personal shoppers, VIP stylists, etc. in Asia. So it will be very interesting to talk about it later. Here is, for instance, we've already been featured in the cover of l'Officiel China with star and top model Aito Minaga. Yeah, so I can, to keep it short, I can. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
It seems like you need to be a model to wear your clothes. It seems like not
And
for
sorry.
everybody. Only the models can wear it, or
No. It's we can talk further about that. But of course, as it's a haute couture approach and made to measure, all the work is to really work closely with the client in a very personal way to really adapt the way the garments fit on the person, how it moves with the body. So it's really a custom-made approach.
okay. Can we have a Jessie slide at the moment?
Hello everyone, I'm Jessie Lee. I'm a designer based between Hong Kong and London, and this is one of my famous work, which is the zero waste cutout technique that I use to upcycling every garment. And in this collection I show in London Fashion Week before, is all the T-shirts and fabric from donate from my friends, family, and also in charity shops. Yeah, and after I present, I won this collection. Lead me to win an amazing prize from Italy, and lead me to this amazing collaboration with Lotto Sport, Italian sportswear sneaker company. And in this collaboration, we use all their desk stock or like irregular sample sportswear we make into the shoes with their amazing Italian craftsmanship. Yeah, and even after we cut out the shoes pieces, the garment itself we can be wearing as well. So you have a old garment that give it to me, and then you will get a new garment and a pair of new shoes.
Okay.
Yes, That's how.
So this common theme of this, I think there's a sustainability element as well, but we're going to get back to you.
Yeah, and
Okay, all right. From Italy, if you can have a few minutes just to explain your brand.
Hello, I'm Francesco Saverio Matera, founder and creative director of Materia and footwear designer in Montclair. Thank you, Jorge.
Hi everyone, thanks to be here. I'm Angelo, I'm the co-founder of Materia. We are a sustainable adaptive fashion brand. That means that we develop garments also for people with disabilities. What does it mean? It means that we studied and we develop garments that are with special zip opening, special magnetic zip, Velcro opening or snap button that admit us to develop a garment that is easy to wear also for people with disabilities, but at the same time it's fashionable and it's like it's also for, let's call it, normal people like every one of us over here. So we are committed to this kind of sustainability because we really believe in the empowerment of garments and in the empowerment of people through the fashion. And so we don't want that people with disability have to be less fashionable than normal people just because of their situation. And so we studied a lot, we developed a lot of also fabrics, we did a lot of collaboration that we explain later. But yes, basically we did all this stuff and we studied a new type of fashion. And if you want to see our stuff, because we haven't seen our PowerPoint, we have an outfit presented on a mannequin on a wheelchair in front of the door of the auditorium.
Yeah, I saw your products at Airside.
Also at Airside, of course.
So there's a good, is it still on, the fashion show?
Yeah, it's still on.
So anyone who wants to see their designs, go to Airside and Kai Tak Station. Very nice fashion show.
Thanks.
And I heard you can buy some things online or place an order. You can't buy it on site.
On Airside, not yet.
yeah.
Not because there are samples that which we present to every fashion show or run away, also in Milan, but also at Dubai Fashion Week of last year and whatever. So there are the first pieces that we develop with this kind of thing behind. But of course, online you can find out more.
Yeah, absolutely. There's great news for Hong Kong. For those who are not yet set up, Hong Kong people love shopping. Love shopping. So if you want to have questions, please use the QR code at the back of your admissions badge to send questions, or just raise your hand and shout out your question. So I'll be asking the first one. We'll start with Natacha, because you're a bit more. We've already started our journey with you in Hong Kong. So how much of your current business is actually through e-commerce? Because I think you haven't actually started a store here yet.
I think for e-commerce right now is still, it's not as much, I would say, because us in Cambodia, Southeast Asia, we like to book appointment and then in face to see the designer and then do, MTM to design, to discuss. But it comes to e-commerce, the communication is not as detailed as we could be. And when I do like some case study and then come to Hong Kong, apparently I find out online is a very big player in here. So then this is what we are looking into. We only started doing that maybe like 3 years or 2 years ago, and then COVID hit, so which is pushing more stronger online. And this is what we're looking at right now. So again, Hong Kong Invest is what we did talk about before, like coming to Hong Kong, how we're gonna use the easiest way to have the customer to purchase, which is e-commerce. And this is something that will be coming in, and we will look into it to build it way more further and bigger on that, yes.
Yeah, because when I was looking at Natacha's website, now there's a lot of places about deliver to or minimum shipping around. So I think for the fashion industry, sometimes e-commerce poses two challenges. First is product fit. Am I like a size 0 or a 6 or a 48? You know, how do you get the product fit? That's a lot of AI, and now they're talking about how to make that fit. The other thing is, in which location should I be keeping stock, keeping my warehouse, sending it out? Am I sending it out B2B to my supplier, or am I sending out B2C directly from Hong Kong? So actually for Hong Kong, one great thing about it is we are duty-free. So that means a lot of stock that can come in and sit in Hong Kong very flexibly, and then you can use a base from Hong Kong, a warehouse or a 3PL, selling these directly to your Asian consumers, B2C, either from postal channels, we work closely with the Hong Kong Post, or with 3PL sending it by courier. So the good thing about keeping it here, at least you keep it here, you don't need to pay tax. You only pay tax to the location you need to send from. So a lot of companies are using Hong Kong as an Asian base for e-commerce. So this is something to think about. Another one is when we're talking about sustainability, we heard from a couple of our designers here that you're using dead stock, you're using upcycling, but in your case, you have a very special way of using upcycling. Like for me, I'm not really liking wearing secondhand, but your solution solves that. Tell the audience how creatively you've been using upcycling.
So our brand originally started as doing wedding gowns, doing evening gowns. And customer always coming back and tell me like, oh, so after getting this dress, when I can wear it again?
Yeah. And you don't want to be wearing your wedding gown with a different guy too many times, right? You just want to, theoretically, you want to wear it once, but then it hangs in the closet.
Yeah.
And unless you give it to your daughter or whatever, but that's a couple years ahead.
Like that, yeah.
But you found a special way. How have you found a special way to use it?
Yeah, so after that, like a lot of comment coming back that way, it triggered me to think of, okay, as a designer, you can actually bring it back and we redesigned again on top of the design dresses that you already have. And this is, we will save time and save fabric as well for the customer and make them happy. Because they don't need to purchase the fabric anymore, and you only purchase or...
So it becomes a pajama, right?
Or
a cocktail dress.
Sometimes it will able to going into the cocktail dresses or something more like a party dress, and then we can add here and there. And then for us, it's more like we do hand beads. So we can change the design on top of it. Wedding gown sometimes is white, very easy to able to add on design on top of it. But at the same time, we changed in like the silhouette of it. Sometimes we cut off the fabric, we can actually make into a jacket, make into a ready to wear for you to just go to work and then have a nice thin pullover to wear it. So this is the way to how we're gonna keep changing the design until it cannot. At least it can go for 3 to 4 different designs coming out from one gown.
Yeah, and the best thing is, you know, you're the only one who wore it before. You're not wearing someone else's fabric. So I think that's a key selling point. So, okay, so we're going to move on to Fanny. So tell me, how has Netflix changed your life, Fanny?
So yes, as Angelica said, I was lucky to appear, the bags appeared in Emily in Paris season 3. And so I didn't launch, I launched the brand in September 22. And the TV show appeared in December 22. So it was, yeah.
Yeah. So the stylist found you or what?
Yeah, it was by chance.
By chance?
By chance. So yeah, they came to my workshop and they took my prototypes, and in the end, one bag, this one, actually,
yeah.
appeared.
Which season, which episode?
So season 3, episode 3. Yeah.
Season 3, episode 3.
Yeah. Actually, so as a really young brand, you don't really know your customer. So you have an idea, you have a design in your head and creativity, but you don't really know your customer. And it appeared that my customers, or one part of my customers, are from abroad. and they are from Hong Kong.
And you found that because your orders were from Hong Kong, or how did you find out?
Because my orders were, from Hong Kong, from Korea too, so mostly from Asia and from America, United States. And so that was the opportunity to see who meets, who reach, and so it's an online brand only for the moment. So the question before was really interesting, and Natacha's answer, because maybe there is not the only mean to make it physical, but maybe it's to improve the e-shop through Hong Kong customers' needs, because of course I don't know if people here prefer when it's all-inclusive, tax for instance. I don't know that.
We don't have tax.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So what some models of, when you're starting out as an entrepreneur, sometimes it's overwhelming that you have to, I'm also the designer, but then I also have to think about the business element. Then I have to think about the logistics. Then I have to think about packaging. So what some companies, especially those who are just starting off with not that huge collection, maybe 10, 15 SKUs or something like that. So what role can Hong Kong play is sometimes you just need one or even half a Hong Kong person. Half is also possible, that is in Hong Kong managing maybe some stock you have brought in, managing some customer relations, or having the stock in Hong Kong and being very responsive to orders in Asia, using third-party logistics to send it out. So sometimes it's not all or nothing. You can put some business functions in Hong Kong, could be even having one staff working with social media in the region, working with stylists. So I think what entrepreneurs need to know, some things need a bit of investment, but you have to put the investment where it has the biggest leverage and the biggest return on your small investment. So think about in Hong Kong, having one person, but doing that, using that person for the whole of Asia and making this person work a lot for what they earn and having big impact on your brand. So that's kind of my thinking of what small brands here can use Asia for.
Can I do a question to you?
Yes, please.
In your opinion, is it possible to have it like the here in Hong Kong, the logistic part of our business, but then use it worldwide?
Of course. We actually have Jeanette here from our logistics team. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you just yell louder for the audience
Yeah,
to hear?
just not to selling in Hong Kong or in Asia, but also worldwide, just to be...
Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Jeanette. I cover logistics in Invest Hong Kong. This is a very good question. I'm actually thinking that if you are promoting us in an indirect way. Logistics is one of the pillar industry in Hong Kong, and a lot of people use Hong Kong to manage their Asia Pacific business, because Hong Kong is really good position for having the Asia Pacific hub in Hong Kong. Actually, if you notice that the government is actually promoting Hong Kong as a multinational supply chain management center in Hong Kong. That said, you are putting, no matter how tiny a office it is also very important in terms of the function that you perform. They manage your shipment, physical shipment via Hong Kong, and at the same time, you manage to use Hong Kong's various functions, financing, trade financing, arbitration, mediation, marketing, branding, all that, all in Hong Kong. As time goes by, the function of Hong Kong office increase. You may even put it as a regional headquarter in Hong Kong, get listed in Hong Kong. We have quite some really big fashion name actually doing the kind of things that I just mentioned.
Yeah, you're
I
getting
can
a
go
bit
forever.
carried away. You're talking about super national.
Super clear.
Yeah,
Thanks.
but I think the point is, yeah. I think the important thing is when you're starting out, logistic costs can take up a big part of your profits.
Yeah, of course.
You already have to pay a lot of people, right? You pay your suppliers, you pay your staff, pay your craftsmen, like that. You want to pay your logistics supplier to send it to someone. So logistics can potentially be expensive, especially if you're doing cross-border or keeping the stock. So I think also Jeanette mentioned is Hong Kong's really good at especially the high-end things, like things you need temperature control, or maybe you need very gentle handling and things like that. So more about that later. Okay, we're gonna go on. So Norman, Norman, you do pieces one by one by one. You don't make a lot of pieces each year, right? So how about this scalability concept as an entrepreneur? Sometimes we're talking about fast fashion and stuff, but you're opposite of fast fashion. How do you survive?
Yeah, so so first of all, it's the first step of the company. So to me, it's most and foremost, you have to be patient to find all your clientele that can nurture your business. And also to me, it was, as you mentioned, also not a reaction, but a different kind of way of thinking besides the traditional, I would say, or the common wholesale channel. So try to reinvent or bring back some old way of working. And yeah, to me also, it's also brings something very different to the client, because here you bring a very exceptional and unique and personal experience to the client, for which the client will be, of course, ready to pay this kind of very unique experience. It's not only, we are not talking only about a garment, but about the full experience that comes with it. So I think it would be also different, because with wholesale you need to sell, of course, different, depends of if you are on the luxury or very prêt-à-porter business, you really need to scale it a lot to make a lot of return on investment, I would say. But here I don't have to really put to inject a lot of investment, because it stay very, how to say that, very direct, I would say.
So I think the jewelry industry has a bit more ateliers in Hong Kong for bespoke. I think the same model could be here. Like if you're custom, actually Asia has a really strong custom made, but it's usually in men's suits. That has a lot more custom.
Actually,
yeah.
what is very at the core of my house is that I started with couture for men.
Yeah.
So it's also for me, I would say it's not a gender fashion house.
Yeah.
So it's a bit a novelty in it. It's like it brings some kind of men's approach also to it, but not necessary for tailoring pieces like jackets or traditional, but it's really also about exceptional and uncommon pieces, you know. But actually, what I'm also very much interested in to, rather than develop an atelier here, it will be to, after July is, after we have our deadline in July, is to do a first trunk show here. For also to bring directly the collection to a very, very selected clients and maybe their stylists or personal shoppers. And it's really, I would say, the main topic for me to be here is to really how to settle this, how to connect with people that can help me to connect also with the clients, how to do it well also, because I really want to, it's really the idea to bring the couture experience directly to the client.
Yeah, understand. We actually have Louis in the audience. So Louis actually has some insights about luxury and how to talk with luxury. If we could give the microphone to Louis. Yeah, if you could just 1 minute, Louis, talk a little bit about your ideas, your experience about luxury and the luxury experience.
Oh, hi, hello, I'm Louis. I'm from the luxury fashion industry in Hong Kong, China, and also Southeast Asia. I think for the luxury fashion, Hong Kong is a very good location to start with, because a lot of mainland Chinese, not only the consumers, but also the landlord or the investors from China, from different cities. They will also go to Hong Kong and see what is the trend and what are the latest the collections or the latest new fashion brands entering the Hong Kong market. And also it's also good for the Southeast Asia countries as well. So I think because I've been working for quite a few, I was the managing director of some international luxury fashion brands in Asia before. So I highly recommend for those that are doing the fashion brands from other countries, consider Hong Kong as the first stop. Yeah.
I think for new brands entering, sometimes you need to take some time to build up the guanxi. I think everyone heard of the guanxi before those. The personal relationships, getting to know the stylist, getting to know the even print magazines, and to have a very unique story that if I'm looking for this, I should look for Norman. If I'm looking for this, I should look for Francesco. All these things build your story in Asia. So I think when you're in Asia, you have to also remember we're many different markets. Even, a lot of people say, I want to enter the China market. But, China market is maybe 100 smaller markets. It's not one big market. It's like we all say Europe is one market. Of course, Europe is not one market. We say Africa is one market. Africa is 52 countries. So I think also when we're thinking of Asia, you need to spend some time here and to get to know the market. Okay, so we're going to go to Jessie now. Jessie's Denim Reimagined Collection, some transforms Levi's aged industry. You're a young guy, but you like old stuff. So tell us about why do you have particular interest in aged or dead stock, or what special meaning that using these things mean to you?
Yeah, I like old stuff, but also more like transform the old stuff to new one and bring it a new life. Like you mentioned, I have a collaboration with Levi's in 2019, and at that time they have like aged inventory and some dead stock fabric, and why I really want to work with that, because it needs somebody to give a solution to those pieces that sit in the warehouse.
Why not just throw it away?
Because I think the more before like 2019 or 18, people will just throw away, but more press is looking like behind the brands, like what Burberry did before, and those people. So now,
what do they do? You have to tell the audience.
They like throw away of like millions worth of fabrics to landfill because they want to protect their brand image instead of people will be using it. That's wake up a lot of people's mind that actually they have a problem happening, and it's like a very common sense that we should not throw good things away. So at that time I have a very good opportunity to start to transforming these unwanted but very good quality pieces, and then that built up my brand. It's like I've been doing it till now. It's like 5 years.
Yeah, for aged inventory, I think one of the brands that been sort of upcycling was like Freytag from Switzerland, who's been doing it a lot earlier, using those truck tarps and stuff like that. But there is some difficulty using aged stocks from more of a commercial point of view. Is it more expensive to try to do the things you're doing than create new stuff? Is it overall? I know you're talking about being good to the environment, but does it cost more for the environment, like the consumer? Is it more expensive?
Yes, to be honest, like when we first doing the Levi's collaboration, it's like actually they have an extra cost to how we have to deconstruct the garment and to reconstruct it back. Actually, it costs more than what we make a garment from fabric to real garments. So. But by how I design and create a new system to make it, and that make the cost much lower, and also give a new meaning to all those old garments. Yeah.
So, for example, we're talking a lot about moving sourcing industry to Bangladesh or India or locations like this. Is this model possible? Do you have to be? Can you bring sort of old materials to these mass manufacturings to reuse, or this requires a more specialized workshop?
Yeah, actually, that's why the reason I put more portion of my time to Hong Kong and mainland China, because there's more factory is willing to collaborate and innovate this system to really in a bigger scales in the world. So yeah, that's how I am now building. And as you mentioned, in Bangladesh, I have a collaborator in Bangladesh as well. Like we are now sharing what our experience and how we can actually build a factory that specializes in this. Yeah.
Thank you. So, okay, we're going to ask Francesco and Angelo next. But while we're asking, if you have any questions for any of the panelists, please scan the QR code or put up your hand. So my question to Francesco and Angelo is, so, you know, sports is a big thing, and you're into garments for disability, or maybe even in the future, some silver hair markets, some more elderly people who can't maybe button up from the back or things like that. So going forward, say for example, Paralympics, a Paralympian, when you are designing clothes for special needs, what's your thought process? What do you feel you need to take care of when you're designing for them? Do you ask them a lot of questions? You work with them? You see it in action? What's your process?
So basically, all the thing behind the brand started 2 years ago, as I said before, but started from specific needs of Francesco, because his little brother, Emanuele, as he called it, as a quadriplegic. So he's facing every day with his family.
Quadriplegic means four arms and legs cannot move.
He can't move a sleeve and arm and legs. Arms and the legs. So he and his family are facing every day problem, issue to another level, because we can even understand what they need to do also to a fashion side, but lifestyle side. So basically, all started from these needs to cover these needs. But then, after we started to develop some garments, we started to collaborate also with Paralympics athletes from Italy that also went to the last Paralympic Games in Paris. I have to be clear. We want also to develop some garments for them to join the Paralympics, but it wasn't the right time of the year, so we wasn't ready to show to them. But of course, we facing a lot. We interface a lot with them, so we have a lot of feedback with them. We talk a lot, and we show them the samples, of course, to receive feedback on all the things that we can change on of the garments. So for the shape, the internal labels, and we change a lot of things after receive their feedback, because they really know it, they really feel the way they want to feel the garments. So everything starts, the creative process starts from a really needs, and then we develop and we studied all the stuff that can be useful to develop the garments.
Understand. So we have some questions here, but I'm going to answer the questions in a different way. So firstly, maybe each one of you, if you could mention, say your angel is in the audience here and they can give you solution to anything you want. If you could mention one thing you want to solve now, your biggest issue, could you maybe mention it out to the audience, and maybe afterwards some angel will appear and solve your issue with you? Maybe Natacha, if there's only one thing you want solved, what would it be?
I think definitely is the manpower, which is building a team, is what right now that I'm facing. Because coming into Hong Kong, understanding let's say the place, people behavior, all this understanding market research is what I need help for, because where I'm from and where I build my brand is so different from where I am right now.
Jesse?
Yeah, for me it's money. Yeah.
So investor or,
Yes,
or funding or trade finance? You got to be specific here.
Yeah, everything, but investment would be great because
Okay, Norman, if you have one thing you want to solve.
Yeah, to meet, not really to solve, but an opportunity to meet my clients here and their intermediaries, of course.
Okay, so it's more for building the customer
to have a
base.
chance to build connections with new clients here.
Okay,
absolutely.
Fanny, your side?
Yeah, I mean, I think the money is a thing, but
what are you going to use this money for? Say 1 million, suddenly you have an investor here, say, Fanny, I like your style. I'm going to give you $1 million US dollars. What are you going to use it for?
maybe for communication, because this is a fuel for brands, and also of course, money is a way to get time for creativity, because most of the time when you're a young entrepreneur, you do everything. So you have maybe you are a duo or a trio, or you have interns, but it's really difficult and to do the thing well, and for instance, to do sustainable things and to make good designs. Sustainable is a cost. It's so you need that too for that.
Okay.
For us, we're thinking that innovation is the key part of our works, because as you know, innovation can make easily to reach the needs of everyone all around the world. At the same time, needs are constantly changing. So as we already collaborate with a lot of company also in Asia, like we won the Walmart Performance Challenge in 2022. We work with Santoni on the development of a seamless garment for high performance running, and we work also with other companies that provide us accessories for our garments, etc. So for us, it's so important to innovate and to be ready to change, like monthly or weekly. So for us, the innovation scalability could be a great booster to our business, because we are facing this issue. So every innovation that we want to bring to the product costs us a bit. So we are not so comfortable to face that that kind of innovation. So innovation scalability, I think that it's the word that we want to bring forward.
So actually in Hong Kong, we have a lot of funding from the Hong Kong government that's available for application. So there's around 48 different types of funding, but not all of them everyone has a different funding mission. So some of it is to brand build, something is for brand upgrading if you want to go into new markets. But all of these fundings, you need to have a limited company in Hong Kong, and you need to be active in Hong Kong for a while. So you can't just say, I'm gonna arrive tomorrow and I want to apply for funding straight away. It doesn't work like that. But once you are here for a while, there's funding available, and these fundings are grants. They're not loans to you. It's given to you by the government to do some export marketing, to develop your... So we also have from the audience about working with the right manufacturers, maybe sourcing. So in Hong Kong, usually brands go to look for sourcing clients in two major ways. The first one, and most easily accessible, is to attend trade shows. So it could be trade shows for material, it could be for sustainability, it could be packaging. So basically everyone in the ecosystem is there. So Hong Kong is very famous for trade shows. The other one is attending Fashion Summit and meeting people. So I think one of the benefits for brands who are looking to develop in Asia is to be at a lot of events and to meet a lot of people, because everybody in Hong Kong has this networking mindset. So being at events will help. So so when, I'm asked like, when we're helping foreign companies, how does that help Hong Kong economy? So sometimes it's about creating jobs. It's about creating more choice for your couture clients or your fashionistas, your glam. When we bring in more brands, that means more shopping opportunities for all of you here. It also means that more technical expertise is in Hong Kong. It also means Hong Kong's known for its innovation, for sustainability. So when Invest Hong Kong brings in brands from overseas, we're actually, in the end, helping Hong Kong as a city. So, there's also a question on e-commerce and AI. So actually, recently, there's a McKinsey and Business of Fashion, State of Fashion 2025. I read it every year for the last 5 years. And now there's a lot of talk about using AI in e-commerce search functions to help consumers look for what they want. So I think if any of you already here have a website or using internet website, you need to find someone, either a friend or consultant, who can help you make yours, in the past we're talking about SEO, search engine optimization. But now it's a lot more about how can AI find you. When I hashtag Emily in Paris fashion, does your brand come up? When I'm talking about fashion for disability, does your brand come up? So I think AI you need to know how AI searches internet, and you need to be there. So your name comes up, at least on the first page. So hope that answered the anonymous questions. So it's about time. So
Thanks, Ms. Angelica Leung and all speakers. Please remain on stage for a group photo.
Thank you for audience. Thank you for being with us. We have our team here, and we have you've heard their needs. If you can supply, if you're their angel, please come and talk to them and help them with their need and request. Either it's money, innovation, clients, please. All right, thank you very much. We'll have a group photo first.
Yeah.